Hey everyone, my name's Joe and this is Not So Average Joe. Welcome back to all of you that have been on my channel before. To those of you that haven't, welcome for the first time. So today I'm going to do a reaction to the new Resident Evil trailer that's just been released. I think it's a remake of Resident Evil 2. I could be wrong, but I'm going to find out in a minute when I watch it. So Resident Evil. First game on PlayStation 1. PlayStation 1 was my second game station behind the Game Boy. And with the PlayStation 1, my first game that I ever played was Tomb Raider. It's a game that came with a PlayStation when I was 11 years old. I was very excited about playing that game. Regarding Tomb Raider, I loved the puzzles, the feel of creating challenges and exploring tombs and more of an open world. That's when I get to my second game that I got for my PlayStation 1, and that was Resident Evil, and it terrified the shit out of me, but I'll be honest, it blew my mind equally as much as Tomb Raider. With Resident Evil, it was a haunted house setting effectively, but full of zombies and mutated creatures, and once again, first person shooter. I will correct myself. Lots of puzzles. Amazing. Resident Evil 2, when that came out, I really enjoyed that as well. It's different characters, but I enjoyed it, and the fact that you could effectively be both characters, and it was more of an open world again, exploring, but it was outside most of the time rather than inside. Then we got to Resident Evil Nemesis, which was my favourite game of all time playing. Remember how many times I completed playing Resident Evil Nemesis. The only other game I've completed more than that game is Zelda Ocarina of Time on the Nintendo 64, which is another game that I can play over and over again, and it will never get old. It'll always be an amazing feeling playing that game and completing it. Resident Evil Nemesis was a game changer for me. I felt that it was more of an apocalyptic game more than the others, and the apocalyptic feel along with it, I felt it was more difficult to survive in that game, and just the utter carnage and the character of Nemesis themselves, which was the most terrifying character to date in a Resident Evil game. It's only until Resident Evil 4 came out, which once again at first I wasn't sure about the massively improved graphics, which obviously are good, but it seems like it wasn't set in America anymore, in the fictional Raccoon City. I felt that it was going to veer away from what I loved about the game, but boy was I wrong. It today I think is the best in the Resident Evil series. Resident Evil 4, incredible, played that a few times. I just can't get enough of it, and it was such a long game as well, and there was just so much to do, and you could play it for hours and hours and hours, and you wouldn't even, make a chink in the game itself. It was such a long game, and that it's just a pleasure to play. Just the graphics, special effects, the storyline was great. Not sure about, a lot of Resident Evil games have female side characters that seem to represent victims quite a lot of the time, but like Tomb Raider, Resident Evil has some strong female characters. My favourite character to play would always be Jill Valentine, but she hasn't popped up much of late in the Resident Evil series. I'm hoping she'll be back for this next one, although if it's a reboot of Resident Evil 2 it probably would be Chris and Claire Redfield, but we'll see. I will correct myself. For me, I preferred Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil 3 Nemesis to Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil 2 for me is one of the weaker in the series. Don't get me wrong, I love playing it and I love that game, but it always seems to be, for me, something missing from that game. Resident Evil 5 is probably the weakest in the entire series because it's the one that veered the most away from survival horror, which is what made the Resident Evil franchise so successful. Although the special effects were great, the visuals were amazing, the dialogue was pretty poor in my opinion, and it just didn't do the series justice, especially as it came directly after Resident Evil 4. It cannot compare. Resident Evil 6 I did really like. There was, a more action-centric storyline. I like the different storylines, so effectively it's like playing 3 or 4 games in one. Ada Wong storyline was more puzzles and exploration, which is you know, the thing that I enjoyed the most about the Resident Evil games, along with the survival horror element to it. So I'm going to watch the trailer now. We'll have a quick discussion afterwards. So let's go. So I've been looking forward to watching it since the announcement that the trailer's been released. So. Oh. It's like falling away. Is this a mouse? Oh, I think I know what they're doing. It's going to be like an infected rodent or something. It's going to like mutate or...
Something's not right.
No? A rat perspective of a human turning into a zombie. I'm loving it.
I'm putting you under arrest.
It's clearly a teaser trailer. Ooh. Ooh.
Stay back,
Lovely.
sir. I've got this. Officer, you need help? What are you doing? Get off! No! Get off of me!
Monkey. Yeah. Old-fashioned Resident Evil zombies. Fuck yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Whoa, lovely shot.
Money's in my account.
Always
Oh yeah.
Attention, all citizens.
Oh, this is... I'm so looking forward to this.
And don't make my mistake.
The
one
apocalyptic
of those
feel from a
things,
Resident Evil. I
uniform
miss that
or
so
not,
much.
You do not hesitate.
There's nothing like an abandoned city
Whatever it
full
takes
of
to save
zombies.
the city.
Sorry, but
Surprised you made it this far.
best setting.
Need info on my extraction. Survival's your
That looks like the clock tower
responsibility.
from Nemesis.
God damn it.
Will you help me?
Ooh.
Of course.
It's an impressive display of strength. But we never meant for this to happen.
Oh, God, police department. I recognise a lot of these buildings and a lot of these characters.
It's coming. It's coming back!
Reboot of Resident Evil 2. It's not even that far away as well, January. That is amazing. Yes, okay. What can I say? I mean, I'm so hyped right now. I love the little rat view perspective at the beginning. Wasn't expecting the rat to be killed there, but you know, adds a bit of tension, a bit of jumpiness to the trailer. It's back to old-fashioned Resident Evil. They're finally listening, you know, ever since Resident Evil 5, realising that people buy Resident Evil games for the survival horror. We want the horror, we want to be terrified, we want to work for our money, we want it to be difficult but doable, effectively. Regarding the puzzles, the enemies, oh, it's looking so great, and that's something I've always wanted. I'd love to see a better graphics version of Resident Evil 1 on re-release, but a bit of Claire Redfield, and some of the old Resident Evil characters, mutated characters that we haven't seen in a while, whether it's the Lickers, I think that's what they're called. Whether is it I'm fucking up my names now. Is it I'm trying to think of the girl's name. I'm thinking Shireen. Shireen's from Game of Thrones. I don't think it's the same person. Shireen. No. Shailene. Eileen. It's probably Brenda.
Okay, now let that shit just mutilate her white ass.
But I don't remember her name. The little girl's character. I keep forgetting the bloody names. Ashley? Ashford? There's too many little girls in this bloody series that I can't remember the bloody names to. Anyway, I've got the main characters. That's the main thing. So Claire Redfield, Chris Redfield. Yeah, it's looking great. Just that opening scene with the zombie taking a bite. And going back to the buildings that I remember from the game, whether it's the Raccoon City Police Department, what looked like a government agency, like a town hall. The clock tower did look like that from Resident Evil Nemesis, but then again, it's the same city, so it could literally be the same place. I mean, the police department's the same place. And just that feel, seeing everything happen in the wing mirror, I remember that from another Resident Evil game. It could be Nemesis, or it could be from a trailer. Just that image of the city in the wing mirror of the car, the burning city. I am so hyped. I'm so excited about this. So I'll definitely be buying this when it comes out, and I'll be sharing it with you guys. So keep an eye out for that. It will eventually make it on there, but obviously I've got to wait till January. But I can contain myself. I can keep myself occupied when more trailers get released. I won't be completely starved on my horror fix there. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think of the trailer in the comment section. You know, I want to chat about it. I want to discuss these things with you guys. Yeah, make sure you like and subscribe. Is there anything else you want me to react to, whether it's another game trailer or a film trailer, anything like that, just let me know. Any game trailer that I do a reaction to, I'll aim to post some live recordings of me playing with some commentary, so look out for that also when the game comes out. I'll make sure I post more reactions to when any other trailers for Resident Evil comes out. But yeah, I look forward to it. Resident Evil 8, I've heard that there's plans and there's a story for Resident Evil 8. And I've heard that it's very interesting. I'm deliberately not spoiling it for myself until any trailer comes out for that one. But that'll be sometime in 2019, I expect, after this Resident Evil 2 comes out. So once again, thanks for watching, and thanks for your support. I couldn't do it without you guys. And hopefully I'll be uploading some more content for you soon that you want to see. But if you want to see me upload certain content, you've got to let me know what you want me to upload. Otherwise, I'll upload whatever crap I want. But it will be crap that I think you want to watch too. So, catch you later.